everybody, girls and guys and people.
And such.
We got our Everybody's t-shirts on today. Yay, Everybody's. It's our favorite record store in Cincinnati, which we visited this weekend. And I will be showing what I got this weekend because I listened to it today. So we have a long video to make. We're going to try not to make it too long because we haven't been on here for so long due to family activities. So we're going to try to show everything and not make this too long. Anyway, go ahead, show your first record.
Am I going first?
You can go first this week.
Just doing one at a time?
Yeah, you do one, I do one.
First one I got here, I don't remember when I listened to this, other than I think it's before, left off from the last video. It's Presenting the Links, and I bought this just based on the cover, of course. It's actually signed. It says best wishes there with the autographs of whatever their names are.
That guy looks like John Lennon.
Yeah. And it's a private press record, I guess, because it's so awesomely ridiculous and great.
It's very ridiculous.
It's great. They do cover songs. They do Sweet Caroline, My Way, Have You Ever Seen the Rain? But yeah, it's so good. If you see this at a thrift store, I highly recommend you buy it. Anything by the Links. If I had their other ones, I'd be very happy.
Alright, so the first one I'm going to show is Carlos Santana, and how do you say that guy? How do you say that? Manushka.
It's
Manushka.
Mahavishnu.
That's how you say it.
Mahavishnu. John McLaughlin.
This was a really, really good record.
I have that record somewhere.
There's the back. So you know who each person is. One does the Vishnu Orchestra, and of course everyone knows who Carlos Santana is. But yeah, this was really good. Very instrumental, of course, and it was a very good record.
And then I picked this up a while back. I was glad to find it. The Bee Gees' first album. This
was really good too.
I like everything the Bee Gees done. Most people just know them from Saturday Night Fever, but they had a pretty well established career before that. There's two singles on here that I remember: "To Love Somebody," which is obviously everybody knows that song, and what was the other one? New York Mining Disaster. I know that song. It seems like there was a different one, but anyway, the Bee Gees' first album.
So, the next thing I have to show is Dolly Parton, Jolene. And this was a short and sweet record, but yes, it does have Jolene on it, and it has I Will Always Love You on it, which, of course, her version is the best version. I'm sorry, everybody. This is a reissue. And I very much enjoyed this record.
Is it colored vinyl or no?
No, it's black. It's black vinyl. Okay. There's nothing special about it other than its reissue.
And we watched this movie not too long ago. It's a ridiculous movie, but a great soundtrack. Actually, the movie's good too, but
I like the movie.
Yeah, I like the movie, but the soundtrack I like better. Car Wash, double album. It has a lot of songs by Rose Royce on here. The movie has George Carlin and Richard Pryor in it. I don't know anybody else right off, but it's a typical 70s movie for sure.
It truly is. Surely. It surely is. The next one I have here is Olivia Jean. If you do not know who she is, she was the lead singer of the Black Bells, which I absolutely adore. But she's a solo artist now. She records with Jack White a lot. I think she's actually even on his label. Yeah, she is. Third band label. But she is fantastic.
Yeah, she does one of my favorite songs on there.
Yeah. Where is it? This song right here. I'm not going to say it. It's in foreign.
Don't know how to pronounce it.
I'm not going to be able to pronounce it. I have no idea what my cat is playing with back there. What are you doing, Phantom?
I didn't say that. She did. What are you looking at me for?
Anyway, that song that I just pointed to is from his favorite.
Well, it was
movie.
originally from a Bollywood movie, and then it's in the beginning of Ghost World, one of my favorite movies.
And I love the song too. So, but she does it on here as a remake. What are you playing with?
It's right there. Whatever that is.
It's a piece of plastic. Anyway,
I'll get it if you-
I can't reach it.
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse us. Kids. Anyway, she does it on here, and it's fantastic. And if you don't know who she is, go look her up on YouTube. You'll love her. I love her. I actually have 2 pictures of hers hanging up over my desk right here. But I love her. She's great.
This album, Van Halen, 5150, first album they did with Sammy Hagar. It's actually a good album, but to me it's just the Sammy Hagar album. I felt like that with all Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. To me, it's not Van Halen, it's Sammy Hagar. But
I actually like Van Halen with Sammy Hagar.
I like it. I just think I don't think it's just not Van Halen. It's not the Van Halen that I was used to. It's not the Van Halen I like. So that's just me. But I'm like that with pretty much all bands.
So the next record I have, I'm going to actually take the vinyl out because it's colored. Ace of Spades.
Motorhead.
Motorhead. I don't remember what color it is though. Oh, it's like a teal
I
marble.
had no clue that was colored vinyl.
You can see that screen. Try to get the light on it a little bit. It's like this teal marble. Fantastic record. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, anybody that knows Motorhead knows all about it. All about.
Exactly.
And then I got this record, Blue Murder. This is their first one. Apparently they've done 2 or 3 records. I thought this was the only one, but I looked it up when we was playing it. This has Carmen Appice or Apis, depending on who.
A PC?
A PC. It depends on who pronounces his name how. But this album is. I'm showing the vinyls. Nothing to it. John Sykes does the guitar and the vocals. Tony Franklin on bass and Carmen on drums. But it was like one of those 80s projects. It's alright. I mean,
It wasn't bad.
it's worth having for sure.
And then next I have New York Dolls. This is my first New York Dolls. I will be getting more. I really enjoyed this record.
It's a great record.
And what inspired me to get this real quick is I was listening to Blondie's biography, and she was talking about the New York Dolls and how they inspired Blondie and how they would go out and see the New York Dolls and everything. And I was like, I don't have any. I should probably get some. And then he chimed in, and here we go.
This is a band that was one of the bands that I seen on my first concert, Wasp, Live in the Raw. This is their first live album. They have another one after this. This is the classic Wasp. Still has Chris Holmes in the band, and then
Blackie Lawless.
Blackie Lawless and I forgot Johnny Rod. I was trying to think of his name. And it's funny, Johnny Rod, the blonde bass player, this guy, was also in King Cobra with Carmen Appice. So that's sort of no tie-in there on purpose, but in the saw blade on the label. But this is, they do all their classic songs and live, and then they also do some songs that's exclusive to this. And oh, what's this?
What's this?
Well, this is the lyric sheet.
What's this?
So yeah, PMRC loved them. Go ahead.
So, the next record I'm going to show is a band that I'm really getting into. I absolutely love. It's a newer band. It's a rock band. It's the Struts. And this is their first. Everybody Wants the Struts. And this was fantastic. If you have not heard the Struts, I highly recommend getting on YouTube, picking up some Struts. Fantastic.
One of my favorite bands opened for the Struts.
Fantastic.
You know that, right?
Well, we should have went to that show. It would have been your band and my band.
Yeah. And then we played this one of the days. I don't remember which. Cheap Trick. This is their first album. I think it's their first album.
I did not enjoy this.
This came out in 1977. I'm a casual Cheap Trick fan. I'm not a massive one. And I don't know, maybe they hit their stride in later releases, but this one is, to me, it's not that good. I didn't know any of these songs except for there was Hello Kitties. I knew the song, but I didn't really, I hadn't heard it but maybe once before playing this album. But I like Cheap Trick. They have a lot of good songs, but not on that album.
We have something for everyone in this show today.
Pretty much.
The next thing I listened to was Linda Ronstadt, Silk Burst. This was a really good record. I really, really liked it, and I love this cover.
I didn't know you had that. I have that record.
Is a really, really good
cover. When did you get that? I didn't know you had it.
I don't remember where I got it. I paid $1.99 for it at half price.
Wow.
But yeah, it was fantastic, and it's the vinyl's in really, really good shape. It's pretty clean, but yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
And one of my favorite bands from the 80s, a very underrated band, I might add, Y&T. And this is their album, Mean Streak. And that's one of my favorite Y&T songs. But I used to have their live album on a cassette, which I'm still looking for that on vinyl. This has Mean Streak, and then it also has Hang 'em High, Down and Dirty, and Midnight in Tokyo. Those are the songs that I knew previous. But Y&T, check them out. Everyone knows probably the song Summertime Girls. They had a hit with that, but they have so much more good music.
Alright. So the next thing I'm going to show...
Why do I have so many here and you don't have... Oh, they're down here. I thought that was those.
Somebody gave me this record at work. They said, I know you collect records. Here, you can have this batch of records, and this was one of them. And he about fell out. Sticky Fingers, an original copy. It does have some writing right here, but I don't care. It has the metal zipper. The vinyl's in very good condition. And I listened to this because, I'm sorry, I was not a very big Rolling Stones fan. And I liked one or two songs. But I've been getting into them a little more and a little more, and he's been introducing me to more music by them, and I have to say I kind of really like them. And this was a very good record. I really enjoyed it. So, who knows? We'll see, I guess.
And this is one of her favorite artists, David Bowie, Scary Monsters, and Super Creeps. This is a record you don't hear much about. You don't see it very often. This has my favorite David Bowie song of all time, Ashes to Ashes. Also my favorite David Bowie music video, one of the first ones I seen on MTV. And the whole album's good. Why wouldn't it be? It's David Bowie. I don't think he makes a bad album. So yeah, you still need to get this one.
I don't have this one, and I vote that he gives it to me. What do you guys say?
You have more Bowie than I do. You have a lot more Bowie than I
do. Next thing I have is Saga. They have that song On the Loose.
Great song.
Which I thought was sung by another artist.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
And I was like, wait, what's this song doing on this record? Oh, it's their song. That's why. But yeah, it was a good record, staying in the collection. It got saved.
This is one I listened to, I don't know, last week. Murray McLaughlin and the Silver Tractors, Hard Rock Town. I don't remember anything about this record other than it wasn't what it looks like it would be at all. I don't even remember.
It stunk.
It's like really middle of the road type.
It's like
retreaded. I don't know.
It's
really.
not hard rock at all.
No, there's nothing about it that's hard rock in any way, shape, or form. But I like the cover. It's ridiculous. That's why I bought it, more than likely. But the music is even worse than the cover.
So the next thing I have is Todd Rundgren. And this is not a good review for this record. I like him. There are some of his songs that I do like, but this record stunk in my opinion, and it's going bye-bye.
I like Todd Rundgren. So, I have that record. Phantom, what are you doing? What is he doing scratching the floor? He's weird. This album, Meet DeVille, was not a good album. There's two songs on here I really like. Spanish Stroll and She's So Tough. It's the only two I'd heard. I was really hoping that this artist was somebody that I wanted to get obsessed with, but after hearing this record, I don't think it's going to happen. His real name is Willie DeVille, and I think he did some releases under that name.
Bless you, Fanny.
But anyway,
Millie must be a sister.
I guess.
His twin.
Phantom, you're awful noisy. You know we're recording.
So, the next one I have is The Game by Queen. I want to say that this is just a greatest hits type record, isn't it? The Game? Isn't this just like... It's not?
No. The greatest hits
Maybe.
compilation has a similar cover. That's why you're thinking.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But, yeah, I like Queen. There wasn't a bad song on here. What more can you say?
Has that got another one bites the dust?
Yeah, it's got another one, and it's got
crazy little thing.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the name.
And this one, of course, I bought this just for the weirdness of it. I guess the band is called Adonis. This is a Korean record. I love the writing, their language, the way they write. It looks like little
characters,
little designs and spaceships and stuff. It's so awesome. This record was better than the Mink DeVille and the Hard Rock Town put together. It was really good. I couldn't understand a word of it, but
I was making up my own lyric.
It was really good. So if I find any more Adonis records, I'll be buying them.
The next thing I have is The Letterman. And this is a bad review for this one as well, because this record, I got it because I remember when I was a child, my grandparents used to listen to The Letterman. And I remember, for some reason, liking them. So I said, oh, I remember that from my childhood, let me pick this up. Well, this was all like remakes of other people's songs, and it was so weird. Because they did Hang On Sloopy, and that's like a really fast-paced song.
To me, it doesn't seem weird. It just seems like an easy listening
And it was just like so slow.
She's weird.
And I was like, no, I can't. So it's going bye-bye.
She can't. This I listened to today, so I'm on the Today stack. You look like you have a lot more already. How'd that happen? Oh, because you're here all day listening to music, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Ronco presents Get It On compilation. I used to have this on 8-track.
This is really good.
And it's got a lot of great songs on it. I'll just mention a few. Brownsville Station, Smoking in the Boys' Room, The Ohio Players' Funky Worm, one of my favorite songs. Spiders and Snakes by Jim Stafford, one of your favorite songs. Let's see, what else was on here? Some other good stuff. Painted Ladies, Ian Thomas, another one of my favorite songs. Drift Away by Dobie Gray, everybody loves that song. Lobo, I Would Love You to Want Me. Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show, cover of the Rolling Stones. So yeah, I love these compilations. Usually they're K-Tel, but Ronco did quite a few.
Why don't I show, 2?
Well, this one is double and it's got no.
Well, yeah, but look at what I got.
Well, yeah.
I'll show it to you.
Double it up.
So, Bob Seger.
Don't say anything bad about this record now.
I actually really loved it.
It's a great record.
This is a fantastic
It's one of his best
record.
Yes.
And it is staying in my collection. I paid 99 cents for it at half price. And the vinyl's in really good condition. And I want to take this out. The sleeve is had it, but it's like a little poster. See?
I just thought it was shredded down the middle, but it's supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great one.
It's a fantastic record, and yes, it's definitely staying in my collection.
The Famous Final Scene is a good song. Brave Strangers is a good song.
Every song on here was good.
Hollywood Nights is a good song. I thought you didn't like that Old Time Rock and Roll. It's on there.
No, I like that song. It's just overplayed.
Well, yeah. And
I'm going to do another one.
Okay.
Hold on. Can you put that back in there for me?
Absolutely.
Okay. So then the next thing I have is Mother's Finest. And I'm iffy about it. So.
Oh, come on. It's a good record.
I don't know. It might be going bye-bye.
Don't do that.
It had a few songs on there that I liked. Like
Piece of the Rock is like
couple,
a classic song.
But I don't think there's enough on here to make it stay. So I think it might be going bye-bye.
Here, I don't know where to put this.
Thanks. Go ahead.
Okay. This was a rare find that was affordable at FYE. I don't know how many years ago I bought it. It's the Chris Robinson Brotherhood. And I wasn't real familiar with them, so I found out this is their third album. It's a double album.
I love this cover. It's so beautiful.
It's a double album, and it's colored vinyl. And each sleeve is different, and the vinyl is different. There's the awesome label. It's called Philosophical Harvest. No.
Yeah, Harvest.
But that's not philosophical. Phosphorescent harvest. Anyway.
We can't read the font.
It's, yeah, the font is like you gotta be on drugs and high and all that good stuff. But it's a really good record. It doesn't sound like the Black Crowes because he's from the Black Crowes, if you don't already know that. His voice is there, but the rest of it, the music is totally different than what you would expect, but in a good way. And this one's red vinyl. Phosphorescent. So I wouldn't even, apparently I can't read. So it came with those two albums, and then it came with this, 45. It's called Seeds. There's two songs. The first side is just like an instrumental. It sounds like a Moog synthesizer to me. And then the second side is a real song, probably one that they didn't put on the album for whatever reason. So yeah, Chris Robinson.
It was really
good.
good.
To say Robertson, but it's Chris Robinson's Brotherhood. And I'd like to get some more of their stuff. What did I say? They did 11 albums altogether?
Yeah,
like
11 albums.
3 live albums.
In like the matter of like,
short
I don't know, 6 years or something.
Well, they got together in 2012 or 13 after the breakup of the Black Crowes, and then they've been together this whole time until the Black Crowes announced a reunion tour, so which was 2019. So.
Should probably put that in first.
Yeah, we'll go ahead.
So.
Oh, this was in here. That's what I kept hitting. It has a sticker in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Freak, California.
So the next thing I have is the Babies. First, I have a few of their albums. I like the Babies. This has got the lead singer John Wade in it. You know,
Sorry.
you know that song everybody knows, "Missing You." That song, he's famous for it. Well, this was him before that song. So yeah, this is the Babies. This was a really, really good record, and I really enjoyed it. And I have a few more that was lined up right behind that one, but I didn't want to listen to them back to back. So they'll be in a future video. And then the next thing I have is Queen. This is a greatest hit. I knew I listened to a greatest hits. But this has all your familiar favorites on it.
Does it have Bicycle Race on there? That's
Yes.
the one you like, isn't it?
That's my favorite Queen song, Bicycle Race. Yes.
Which is an odd song, really.
It is an odd song.
It's funny that that'd be your favorite out of all the...
I mean, I like a lot of their music, but that,
yeah, well,
that
Flash, you like that one too, don't you? That's
Yeah.
a good one.
That's my favorite. Then
Show some more, because I only got
Okay,
one left.
I'm going to show this one. And then the Steppenwolf record. I really, really want to get this again because this was a fantastic record, but it has a really large scratch on it, and it wouldn't play. So I'm going to, I think this was
This
the one.
video's almost 30 minutes.
I know. Isn't it? Isn't this the record that had the big scratch
Yes,
on it?
it did. Tell me this song.
So
It's a deep one. You can see it right there.
I'm gonna keep it, but I'm gonna upgrade it because I really did enjoy the record, but I can't listen to this particular
It's
one.
got Born
So
to Be Wild on it.
yeah, and that's exactly where the scratch is.
Mm.
So I'm looking for this. I'm looking for that.
You'll find it. That's an easy one to get.
All right, go ahead.
The last one I have in this stack, you still have quite a few.
Oh, well, here, you want me to show a couple more?
Yeah, you still have a bunch.
Yeah. All right.
See, she's at home. She's working from home, so she sits and listens to on Vinyl Monday records all day till I get home, and then by the time I get situated, I got a little bit of time to listen to a few. So that's why she has more.
So the next thing I have is the Bee Gees. We both listened to the Bee Gees at one week. And this is a fantastic record. I really want to get more Bee Gees. I don't know how much I have, but whatever I don't have, I'd like to get because I really enjoyed it. It was fantastic.
That's got Too Much Heaven on it. It's one of my favorite Bee Gees songs.
And then the next is ABBA, Voulez-Vous. I love ABBA too.
That has one of my favorite ABBA songs on it. Does Your Mother Know? Isn't that on there?
Yes. This was really good too. Anything that ABBA does, I pretty much like. So, nice Swedish band. I actually have Frida's record, her solo album, somewhere. And then I have this. Tony Orlando and Dawn. And the reason why I bought this was because when I was growing up, my mom loved Tony Orlando and Dawn. And she used to say that my Uncle Randy, her brother, looked like Tony Orlando. Kind of did. But this is not a good representation of them. So this will be going bye-bye.
Let me see that. Show another one.
It's like they do show music.
This is a good song. This is on their greatest hits, that one. But the other ones I don't recognize.
It's like they do
like
show music.
Old-time music.
Yeah, and it's just not a good representation.
Well, I want to listen to it because I don't have this record.
Well, we'll see. Alright, so now we're getting into what I listened to today.
Ukulele Man, that's a good one.
And this is another new band. Well, newer band. I don't think they've only been...
New for you.
Well, I think they've only been around for maybe 5 years.
I have no clue. Maybe.
It's two sisters, and I am in love with them. It's a band called First Aid Kit. And I'm going to open this one up. They're kind of modern Emmylou, maybe. Folky, indie. They're not rock.
Really good, though. What I've heard, I really like.
Beautiful, beautiful music. These records brought me to tears today. I am not even lying. Not because of the lyrics, although their lyrics are very good, and I'm a huge, huge lyric person. But the music itself literally brought me to tears today. It's beautiful music. Kind of country-ish sound, but not country. Has a country flair. But
well, that's the good thing about indie music. It can be anything.
A lot
usually.
More folky than it is anything else. Very beautiful music. Although they do a Black Sabbath record, or a Black Sabbath song. Which one was it?
War Pigs.
War Pigs. Yes.
And they do a great job of that.
Really
I wonder if that's
job.
on one of their albums.
I haven't seen it on an album, but
That's
I haven't seen
awesome.
all of their albums,
Right.
so who knows?
That's quite a few.
But that is on YouTube if you want to check it out. So
It's really
they're
good.
fantastic. If you have never heard of them, please check them out because they are amazing. The next one I have also is, this is their newest one, I think.
What's
It's
that
either
one
the
called?
newest one or the one next to the newest one.
Ruins?
It's called Ruins, First Aid Kit. These are the two sisters. Beautiful music. Just so beautiful. Their voices are just to die for. Just blend so well, and it's gorgeous. You just gotta go check it out. I was gonna play some, but we kind of figured that we didn't want to get tagged for copyright, so we thought maybe that might not be a good idea.
Plus, this video is already long.
Yeah, plus this video is already really long. So, please go check them out. They are so fantastic.
She likes them.
I really do.
I'm going to show my last one.
Go
and you
ahead.
can show that.
Then I got you.
This one is the MC5, Kick Out the Jams. And this is an original, or well, I guess it's a second pressing from, I don't know if that was 68 or 69. The album was recorded in 68 live in Detroit. And this is a second pressing because when we were listening to it, when it says "kick out the jams," it doesn't say what you usually hear.
MF.
Yeah, they say brothers and sisters, so I know it's the second pressing because it has that on it. But it's a classic album and it's an original, so I was lucky to find it for a decent price. I've had it for a while. I don't remember exactly where I got it, but the MC5.
And then the next thing I listened to was Buckingham and Nix. I really wanted this record. And I'm really kind of glad I got it. I was telling him, I listened to this today, and I kind of expected this record to be more of a Lindsey Buckingham rocky type of record because he was kind of in control when they made this. But it's not, and again, very beautiful music, and Stevie Nicks shines like a star, like she always does. And yeah, it was really, really good. I loved it. And then last but not least, I picked this up from the dollar store. All these last five records, or the dollar bin, I'm sorry. Last 4 or 5 records that I've showed was my haul from Everybody's Record this weekend.
And I'll be making a separate video for mine on my channel.
I picked this up out of the dollar bin. Lionel Richie. I remember when I was a kid, we used to go to the library and take out records on our library card and go home and play them. Well, I did anyway. And this is one that I used to check out all the time. I know every freaking song on this record. And I can't believe I haven't had it in my collection.
I can't either. I thought for sure you did.
Before now, but this was a really nice copy of it. It does have either a small scratch or a piece of dust that made it skip in one little spot. But other than that, it's a really clean record and in good condition. So I loved it. Keeping it. Glad I got it finally.
Show your poster that you got over there in the wall. Will you get it?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can talk about it.
So I found, as y'all know, I'm a huge Stevie Nicks fan, and I found this on Etsy. I don't remember the store, but I framed it, so it's in a frame, and I'm in love with it. It's gorgeous. Is it not gorgeous? Try not to get the glare on it. There we go. Is it not gorgeous? So gorgeous. And she lives in my record room now.
Yeah, whoever made that, they did a great
I
job.
don't know who the artist is, but whoever you are, you're fantastic. That's beautiful. And I can't remember. Let me see if I can look real quick. I might have it. I might actually have it here. Just 1 second, please.
Yeah, I like that so much. I wouldn't mind having one, but I can always look at that one.
I think I have it saved here in my favorites.
There's the everybody's shirts. 42 years.
Yes, I do. The store that I bought it at is called the Silver Sun Studio, and you can find them on Etsy, and you can get your own print of Stevie Nicks.
So there.
And I'm just going to say, when I received it, it was packaged very well so that the print would not bend or get messed up in any way. They had it masking taped to a piece of cardboard, and a piece of cardboard over it, a piece of styrofoam over it, and it was like, that thing was not going nowhere. So, thumbs up, because I was very pleased customer, and it came very quickly too. So, check them out. Sorry this is so long, and I hope you enjoyed what we had to show. We had something for everyone today.
3 weeks worth.
Yeah.
I think.
Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think, what's on your mind, and we will see you soon.